Right. So, so couple of weeks back in the last session, so we understood that in the Vedic literature, in most of our scriptures, so there are some hidden secrets for the benefit of those who are very much interested to dig deep and learn those rahasyas. They call it as rahasyas. So the hidden secrets, which um, uh, when we follow a guru, we can understand those secrets. So those secrets are given in a very cryptic manner. We saw some examples of it. And so the 14th sloka of chapter 1, Arjuna Vishada Yoga, that 14th shloka is one such shloka which has a lot of deeper meaning. There is multiple layers of knowledge which we, as and when we peel the layers, we discover new things. So that is one of the slokas. This is given by our acharyas. So what does this sloka say? So the to the naked eye, just if you understand at the surface level, the meaning, right? So it says, Tatasvetair hayair yukte mahati syandane sthitau madhavah pandavaschaiva divyau sankhau pradadmatuhu. So what this is saying is tataha, then, meaning right after that. Something happened right before this, right? Tataha, that's then. So what happened right before this? So Duryodhana went to uh, his guru Dronacharya, and because he was panicking, right? Duryodhana was undergoing very severe depression. So as soon as he saw the Pandavas army, he was so scared that he ran towards his guru. He did the right thing by going to the guru, as we discussed, I think, a few sessions before. But instead of seeking guidance or help from the guru, he started giving instruction to the guru. So that's because of his Rajoguna Prabhavan. That's what we discussed in a few sessions before, right? So, and he just gave instructions and then started going back. So that's when Bhishmacharya, the great grandfather, the grandfather of Kauravas, he thought this is not the moment for him to get distressed or depressed. So he immediately started blowing the conch. And soon after he was done blowing the conch to fill bravery in the army, in the mind of Kauravas and also on their army. As soon as that was done, the Kaurava army picked it up, and in a very chaotic manner we discussed, and they completed in a few minutes, right? So right after that, this sloka, 14th sloka comes in, right? That is when now the scene changes. Tataha, that is after that. Shvetaihi hayaihi yukte. Shweta means white horses, together with white horses. Mahati Syandane Sthitau. Syandana means a chariot, right? Mahati Syandana means a great, very great chariot. Sthitau, standing or sitting in that, right? So, who are there sitting in that is Madhavaha Pandavaha cha eva, meaning Madhava, we know Krishna is Madhava, Pandava is Arjuna, Divyo, Shankhav, brother, the Shankhas, so Divya Shankhas, not just regular Shankhas, Divya Shankhas, they started blowing those conches, right? So that is to the very naked eye. So if we look at this, So let's go to this word Syandana, right? So Syandana means a ratham, right? So let's get to the just a little bit below this the top level meaning. So we'll go layer by layer, okay? So now this Syandana, this ratham, uh, which Arjuna and Krishna are sitting in. So it is a great ratham is being stated here. So the reason it is stated, there is a legend here, right? So that this ratham was given as a gift by so Agni Devata. So in a particular situation arose before where uh, Arjuna and Krishna together helped him with his task. So and there was a fight, and then Arjuna helped in that to the Agni Devata. So this Ratham was given to them as a gift. Along with this Ratham, actually, Arjuna also got a couple of other gifts, actually. This is just, I'm going the historically, not going in the philosophical, like a deeper level. I mean, can anybody name what is the bow of Arjuna named?
Gandivam.
Ah, yes, perfect. Thank you. So Gandiva, right? So Gandivam was given as a gift in that same instant. And then the Shankham also was given as a gift by the Devatas to Arjuna. So the Shankham in the next sloka we will learn, right? That is Panchajanyam. Not Panchajanyam, Devadattam. Panchajanyam is Krishna's Shankham. Devadattam, that's why it is called Devadattam, because it was given by Devatas, right? It's kind of a celestial or divine objects. These are this Ratham and also the bow, the unending Thuniram, they say, right? So the Akshaya Thuniram of Arjuna and the bow, the Gandiva, they were given as a gift, and also the Devadattam. So these were given as gifts to him, and these are not regular objects made out of the material in this world. They were like kind of a celestial interstellar objects. Actually, there is a legend in Bhagavatam where it states that this Ratham was used by Krishna and Arjuna, where when Arjuna made some promise to somebody, and in order to fulfill that promise, they had to do like interstellar travel actually. So they went to the edges of the universe and come back. So that is all described in detail in Bhagavatam, right? So that's when in that situation also Krishna drove the chariot. This is an interstellar object we can think of. Like it can sustain such a huge like pressure, and it can travel at such a speed, right? So it is beyond our imagination, but this is all described in our scriptures. So that is why it is a at the surface level itself. This is a uh, great radham that is that is given. So that's why it's called Mahati Syandani. Right now, there is a reason that so in this instance the word Syandana was used, right? So in order to understand what this Syandana is, the Syandana meaning is chariot, but there are many other alternatives to it. Like in general in Sanskritam, we hear the word Ratham, right? Ratham. So even later in Bhagavad Gita itself, there are many slokas. It says, Ratham Sthapayame Achyuta, something like that. So that Ratham word is used in many slokas later on. But in this particular instance, that's why this is very cryptic, right? So, Syandanam. So, uh, now let's break it down. So in order to understand, we have to get little bit technical into Sanskritam. So now in Sanskritam, many of you might have heard that there are dhatus, right? So dhatu, which is, what does dhatu mean? Does anybody know? Anybody can guess? Dhatu? Okay. So I'll give you a hint. Now let's turn a little bit away from Sanskritam. Like when in spelling bee contests, right? So these kids, when they are asked to spell certain words or big words or complicated words, they in turn immediately ask a question, right? So they ask, what's the question they ask? These children ask to the pronouncer. So
What is the origin?
What is the origin? Yeah. And what is the root, right?
Root, yeah, root.
Root of the word, right? Root. And they ask, is it from Latin or what is it, Greek? So
Greek,
most of the, yeah, so exactly. So most of the English words, any language actually made up of, I mean, at least we know of English, the words are made up of from the Latin or Greek roots, right? So, like for example, like there is a root in Latin called scrib, right? Scrib means to write. So, like what are the English words that come with scrib, which mean
script.
like which? Like I will give you an example. Describe or inscribe, right? Or prescribe. So, so inscript. So things like this. So these are words that generate from that root, right? And then another example is phon in Greek, which means a sound, right? So what does phon? Just a trivia, like for um, like telephone, right? Symphony, or so things which are related to sound is sorry, I can't see the bottom. Let me pull up the screen. My computer is hiding it. Okay, so symphony. So so these are, you understand that, right? So there is roots, and then those roots in Sanskritam also, where every word, in order to understand the root meaning, the scholars go to the root level. So it gives a meaning to it, right? So now in this case, Syandane. So in Sanskritam also there is roots like bhu means to become, which is like bhava, bhumi, and then kr is about make, meaning karma, krita. So the similar concept, right? So likewise, there is a root element for Syandana. It is called Syandu Prasravane. Okay? So uh, meaning something like a flowing, right? Flowing in grace or something like that. It carries that meaning. Syandu is a root which indicates flow. Okay. So now when this Syandu is especially used in this sloka, it is indicating something flow, and this Syandu Prasravan, and this is indicating flow with emotion. Okay? And this flowing with emotion, and there is another Sanskritam word which says gatyardhaha buddhyarthaha, meaning, so gati means motion, right? Gatyardhaha buddhyarthaha, right? So this means buddhyarthaha, which means something in motion is related to buddhi or knowledge in this context. Okay? So then we can also relate to it, right? Like the knowledge is related to motion in the sense that, like, in order to gain some knowledge, we have to either move physically or mentally, right? So we have to go place to place to secure knowledge, or even even like you have to seek the knowledge by thinking process, like thought process, right? So that's the context in which the flow with emotion is associated with knowledge. Okay, so Siandhu in this context is it's a flow of knowledge from some greater source of knowledge to us. Okay, so that's the specialty of this word Siandanam. Siandanam is a ratham which is for motion, right? So and that is indicating knowledge. This is like connecting the dots. Okay, so this is how we kind of make the sense of the overall. When we understand the little bits and pieces here and there, and then every word, if we understand, then we put together, then it becomes a whole concept, right? So now in this context, this Yandanam is indicating the knowledge. Okay. Now, next thing, actually, this they name, so this Mahati Syandanam, this great chariot, was given a name called Nanda Ghosham. Okay. This is the name of the chariot which Krishna Arjuna are sitting there per Bhagavatam. Okay, because there is it is Nandakamu plus Sughosam. So can anybody decipher these words like Nandakam? What does Nandakam mean? And what does Sughosam mean? Okay. So, okay.
Ghosha means like samudra ghosha వస్తది
Yes,
కదండి, అదే కదా?
exactly. Yeah. That is that.
సముద్ర ఘోషకున్నంత స్పీడ్ ఉంటది అని.
Yeah.
నందకం మీన్స్ సంథింగ్.
Okay. So
ఈవెన్
Nandakam.
జగన్నాథ్ పూరిలో ఆ రథాన్ని కూడా నందిఘోష్ అంటారు. దట్స్ హౌ ఐ గాట్ ఇట్. యా.
Okay, wonderful. That's great to know. I didn't know that actually. So,
యా, జగన్నాథ పూరి రథాలు 3 రథాలు. అవుట్ ఆఫ్ దోస్ 3 రథాస్ రథయాత్ర అయ్యేటప్పుడు ద వన్ హూ సిట్స్ ఆన్ ద విష్ణు లైక్ జగన్నాథ్ స్వామి, దట్ రథం కాల్స్ యాజ్ ఏ నందిఘోష్.
oh, okay. That's a great information. Actually, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So Nandakamu is indicating about Anandam, right? So Anandam. So meaning which is causing happiness. So happiness, okay. And what is causing happiness? Sughoshamu means, Ghosham means a sound, a kind of a natural sound, Sughoshamu, a melodious sound. Okay. So when this Ratham, we can call it as a melodious sound. When this Ratham is coming with Krishna and Arjuna sitting in it, is a kind of celestial Ratham. it is coming from far. You can imagine the sound that is coming generated from that, right? It's like it's like a kind of low rumbling noise of the clouds. Gives so much some happiness. It's not like the huge the thunder. I'm not talking about that. But when you hear that low intensity noise from the clouds or the radham that is traveling, imagine that is coming towards you. It is a source of happiness, right? So that Nandakam and Sughosham, it is a melodious sound which is giving happiness to people who listen to it, right? So the two things what we know here is like, which is this Ratham is indicating something about knowledge and also a melodious sound um, of this Ratham, right? So it is so this must be giving us some context here, right? Gives us some clues in our scriptures, in our history. What is the something related to a melodious sound and is a source of knowledge? Let's think for a few seconds about it. What is that thing?
Is it Om?
Exactly. Who said that? That's okay. Okay, I recognize. Okay. This is Om, right? Perfect. Omkaram. Omkaram, if you practice it the right way, it gives so much of happiness. Actually, I mean, every weekend, Lata Garu and all our Prajna teachers are here, some of Prajna teachers. We practice Omkaram with the children every weekend for a few minutes. It puts everybody in such a very deep meditative state and happiness, right? So, I mean, as adults, I mean, all of you might have also experienced, right? And if you alone itself, we can gain so much of happiness. Imagine like 20 or 30 children sitting together and then our people, everybody doing at the same tone and voice that generates that melodious sound. And knowledge, it is a source of knowledge also. Om actually, Om is considered the source of knowledge because it is considered the origin of the Vedas. So basically, it's like the seed. See, when you have a tree starts with a seed. You just plant a seed, and out comes the huge tree with all branches and the flowers and fruits or whatever the nature. It is all coded into that seed. When you look at the seed, we can't imagine that itself is going to grow into such a huge object, right? It's like that. This universe started. Actually, the universe started with Om. Om. Actually, this is the second thing that started with. Well, what is the first thing? We'll get to it actually. But Om is almost at the beginning of the universe. That it, you call it Big Bang or whatever. It was the first sound that was there at the beginning of the universe, that according to our scriptures, right? It was almost the first sound. What is the real first one? I'll get to it later. But Om is at the beginning of the universe, and even today it is there. And this Om, so Omkara, there is a slokam. It's like this. Omkara Prabhavo De Vedaha Omkara Prabhavo Swaraha Omkara Prabhavat Sarvam Jagat Sthavara Jangamam. So, Omkara Prabhavo Vedaha means from Omkara generated all the Vedas, now the four Vedas. First, Omkara Prabhavo Swaraha, all the Swaras which make up this whole Vangmayam, right? All the Swaras also got generated from Omkara. Omkara Prabhavat Sarvam Jagat Sthavara Jangamam. Sthavaram Jangamam. Right? This universe is very simply defined in our scriptures. Sthavaram means something which is stationary. Jangamam means something which is in motion. Is there anything which is beyond this? There is nothing else, right? This whole Jagat, this universe is made up of only Sthavaras and Jangamas, right? So, which is why, so this Omkara, which is the source of all knowledge, according to our scriptures, and which is melodious sound, is nothing but the Syandana that is indicated in this shloka. So there is so much of meaning behind this Syandana. The reason they used, this word was used, Mahati Syandana. It is a great word, great, it's a great sound, which is the Ratham itself is, if you see here, this Ratham is Omkara. Okay? So now, let's come back to the Omkaram later. Okay? We are not done with it yet. Okay? This is just the beginning. We are just scraping the surface of the iceberg. Okay? So now let's go to the front a little bit. Okay? What does it say? Tatasvetair hayair yukte, meaning haya. Okay. Here, hayam means, all of us know that haya means a horse. Okay. But what kind of horse? It is svetaihi, white colored horse. Yeah. So these white colored four horses. Actually, where does it say it is four horses, right? So basically we indicate here in this picture, we are saying four horses. It doesn't say four horses here. So I mean, different people try to understand it differently, this meaning of this shloka. So some people said these are five horses. So the five horses indicating, I mean, you can see some online also, some pictures you will see with five horses, which is like, I mean, they say it is indicating five indriyas, like we have panchendriyas, right? Indriyas meaning sensory objects, sensory organs, right? So they say that, but actually it is given this in Bhagavatam, there is a mention of these only four horses. So it's like Ashvascha Saibhya Sugrivaha Megha Pushpavalahakaha, meaning there are four horses, and those horses were also named Saibhya, Sugriva, Megha Pushpa, Valahaka. So these four horses are the ones that are divine horses actually. And there is a reason that this is saying Svetaihi Hayaihi, right? So basically, these horses were they would understand the intent of the driver. They don't have to be given special instructions. He will just make this motion, and they will go on their own at whatever speed appropriate. So these four horses. So they're four horses, named horses. It's not five. Okay. So, and it's definitely not the Indriyas. I mean, there is a different context in which there is a Jivaratham there, which has five horses. But in our context, Krishna and Arjuna's Ratham has only 4 horses. Okay? And these 4 horses are stated to be Shvetaihi Hayaihi, the white horses. So, I mean, white is generally indicating somewhat of purity, right? Like pure like milk. Milk is white. And then and when during the full moon day, it is white and gives happiness. So the something pure we associate with like white. So now, why did he put this word white horses, right? That is another thing to be, this is called Vyardha Visheshanam, meaning a redundant adjective. Shweta, white is adjective, right? The color indicating. And it is Vyardha Visheshanam means it's a redundant description of a color, of an object, of a animal. So why did he use it, right? The reason is this is indicating purity, and the purity, and then the 4 something 4. Okay, now again a question, trivia, right? There are some 4 objects, okay, which have no deficiency in them, meaning which are pure. Okay, and well, what is it that they are indicating? I mean, we kind of in the last session we discussed, right? Like something they want to indicate some deeper meaning. They give it in a cryptic manner. What does 4 indicate? 4 objects, pure objects.
Chaturvedalu.
Or Vedas.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Vedas, right? So Vedas, which are considered having no deficiency, right? So now let's come back to it. Why are Vedas considered no deficiency? The scholars, Vedic scholars who have learned or studied the Vedas, not only Indian scholars, but across the world, Germans or Europeans, whoever took the interest, they consider the Vedas as very perfect. Like you don't even have to understand the meaning of it also. Even listening to Vedas, Vedic mantras, you listen, you feel like you're put in a very meditative trance, right? Kind of you feel happy. Your mind is filled with happiness. Right? So Vedas, they are so in this context, the Vedas are having no deficiency because they are called, actually there is another meaning, another word to talk about Vedas, which is apaurusheyas. Can anybody tell what does apaurusheya mean?
They were not composed by any person.
Exactly. Yes, sir. Thank you. So if you break this down, right? A plus Purusha. Paurusha. Paurusha means something made out of or coming out of a Purusha. Right? Purusha, what is it? What does a Purusha mean? Actually, this is this is a little bit off the topic, but I mean, this is very important to know also. Okay. Purusha. Can anybody?
Is a person,
A,
or a human being.
yeah. What is it? Somebody also was saying the person. Yeah. And somebody was saying something else.
It is only one male in the universe, that is a Lord.
Okay. Okay. So that is the very common understanding that it is a male. Purusha. We use that Purusha and Stri, right? In the Stri meaning woman, and Purusha meaning male, right? So what our acharyas say according to scriptures is Puri iti seda is Purushaha, meaning something occupying sitting in an object. Puram means a town, right? So is something which is in which somebody sits or somebody is occupying, that is called Purusha, right? So actually, if we go back to scriptures, in the current understanding, yes, Purusha means male. But if you go back to the scriptures, the original meaning of Purusha is if somebody is occupying some body. We are also Purushas. Everybody is a Purusha because we are Jivas sitting inside the body, right? So that is why we are Purushas. We are occupying a town. This body is like a town for us, and we are Jivas. When this is in the very first session also we discussed about the actual soul sitting in the body, and but we don't realize we think that our body is ourselves, right? I mean, we are not the body, we are the soul. I mean, we all know that, but it is hard to appreciate that every moment of the day. Don't have to, but that's the fact, right? So Purusha is, if we go back to scriptures, is anything is a Purusha. If you take a tree, it is a Purusha because there is a soul living inside it. If you take an animal, it is a Purusha. If you take so Devata is also Purusha, and we are man, woman, everybody is a Purusha. And we are regular Purushas, and there is a Purushottama. Purushottama is one who has this universe as a body, right? So one who has this universe as a body is Purushottama, Uttama Purusha. Is the next level, and we are everybody. These four types of jivas, like Deva Manushya Tiriyak Sthavaras, they call the four types. Devatas, Manushas, Tiryaks are some which go in parallel to the surface of the earth is Tiryak. Humans are the ones stand up and walk, right? Tiryaks. Sorry, Manushas. Manushas are somebody standing erect and going, and then Tiryaks are going parallel to the surface of the earth, and then Stavaras, like trees. So Deva Manushya Tiryak Stavaras, four. All the four are Purushas because Jiva is sitting inside that body, right? And then Purushottama is the next one. So now Purusha is that. Now coming back to Paurusheya. Paurusheya means something made by a human being. Okay? So Paurusheyam is made by human being, something created by human beings. And then if you put A before it, A plus Paurusheyam, that becomes not created by not actually, let's not even call human beings, right? Some by Purushas. I mean, it's not by any Purusha, not even by Purushottama. So in this case, Paurusheyam is created by Purushas, but Apaurusheya means not created by Purushas or even Purushottamas. Meaning, some people have proposed the idea that, okay, Vedas were written by God, right? But our acharyas and script, they say it's not even created by God. Like, so if you, for example, if you go to the sound of ocean, right? Is that created by somebody? No, it's not created by somebody. And it remains the same. Even if you go to thousands of years ago also, it's the same sound of the ocean. Even if you go thousands of years in the future, it will be the same sound. So it is a Apaurusheyam. The sound of ocean is Apaurusheyam. And the sounds which are Vedas are also apaurishayas. They were not created by any purushas, according to our scriptures and acharyas. And they are called apaurishayas. And the reason that they are pure is because they are apaurishayas. They are not created by human beings. Or again, I should not say human beings. They are not created by any purushas. So what kind of deficiencies, right? So even that is also given in our scriptures. If anything is created by a purusha, it has 4 deficiencies. Okay, we are getting little technical, but this is a foundational knowledge. I think everybody would be interested to know. So 4 deficiencies are given in our scriptures. One is Brahma, Pramada, Vipralipsa, Ashaktata. We'll understand what these all mean, right? Okay. So now Brahma. Can anybody give? This is a very straightforward word. What does Brahma mean? We use it very commonly in.
Seeing the snake and thinking it is a rope or the other way around.
Exactly. Yes, sir. So it's you get confused. You are confused by they say if you're confused with one with other. You think of something, but you think of but something else, right? So and same thing with the communication. We want to say something, but it comes out differently in some extent. I mean, with some great orators, they are different, but regular human beings, uh, we 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 say something and people understand differently. We want to write something, but it comes out differently. Right? Our intention is something and differently. So many books written by human beings or purushas, they can have instances of Brahma. I mean, great scholars may be less in frequency, but when regular people write, it's full of Brahma. Okay, so this is about confusion. It's about yeah, it's all over the place, right? So that is Brahma. Can anybody tell what Pramada means? It's a very common word.
Danger.
Pramada is danger in Telugu. Yes, and yeah, that danger in Telugu. And any Tamilians on this forum today? I don't see. So
It's wonder.
So yeah. So the pramada is something
Extraordinary.
nice. Exactly. Yeah, extraordinary. Thank you. So it's something nice. So some like in Tamil. So danger in Telugu. Okay, and then it is something nice or good or extraordinary. So that is Tamil. Okay. So if you give coffee, ரொம்ப பிரமாதம், meaning okay, it's so nice. It's very tasty or something like that. Appreciated. So it's in a positive connotation in Tamil. So, but actually, if we go to Tamil, Sanskritam, Pramada in Sanskritam means it is lack of attention or lack of focus, inattention, or anavadhanata in another Sanskritam word. So this is in Sanskritam, right? So avadhanata means focus, right? Avadhani has a lot of focus. But when we have lack of attention, lack of focus, that is called pramadam. And actually, maybe the Telugu word kind of derived from that because dangers happen when you have lack of attention, right? So or accidents happen. Pramadam is also used in the kind of accident or danger. So lack of attention is pramada. So this is also seen in many of the works of human beings. So if you go on writing a 1,000-page novel, at some point you lose the attention and maybe you lose the integrity of the characters, right? This kind of, you are describing, you can make one of the characters can step out of the character. It needs a lot of attention to make it consistent end to end, right? So pramada is there in many works of human beings. If something is created by human being, it is pramada, it will be there. And then vipralipsa, right? Vipralipsa means I think we don't use it commonly. It is, I would say, political correctness, meaning you try to impress somebody or something, or if you want to convey something, but you don't want to be harsh, right? You are kind of catering to the sentiments of people. You don't want to hurt anybody. You don't say it exactly as is. You put some nice polish around it, put it in a wrapper, and then give it to the person who is receiving it. So it is political correctness. We human beings, we have to do it, right? So that is vipralipsa, and Vedas don't have any vipralipsa. There is no Mahamatam. If it is something, that's why when if we go seek advice from like a human being or anything, there is bias, right? We always encounter bias. So we don't know if the opinion given is based on some bias. But if you go to a scripture and if it tells you something, whether you like it or not, that is the fact. That's it. Whether you like it or not, sun is giving you the heat. So it's like that. Veda is like that. Veda tells you something as is, and it's good if we take it, right? The Upanishads give you exactly what the fact is, and it's up to you to take when it tells you something, right? So that is Vipralipsa. Now another is Ashaktata. What does Ashaktata? This is another common word. So Ashaktata meaning any. So
Lack of energy.
yeah, lack of shakti or capability, lack of capability, right? So to do something, right? So lack of shakti. Thank you. So it lacks. So like if I'm talking and I want to convey something, I may not have the ability to express it clearly. And that happens. We want to say something, but we can't find the right words all the time, right? And we may not be able to communicate exactly what we want to communicate. Same thing happens with the works also, like the books people write. Our acharyas give some example, like, okay, it is easy to say, okay, how does a Mysore pak taste? Sweet. And how does a gulab jamun taste? Sweet. But how do you define sweet? Right? There is no way to define what sweet means in any language. And that is ashaktata. There are some concepts. It is very you have to experience it. That's all. You can't state it properly. Right? So that is ashaktata. Vedic knowledge, Vedas don't have anywhere any ashaktata. So these are the four deficiencies we see in the works of human beings. And that is why they are Paurushayas. But we can't see any of these kind of deficiencies in Vedas, which is why they are Apaurushayas. I mean, since they are Apaurushayas, we don't see these deficiencies. And even the scholars who have, say, if you read Ramayana also we know like hundreds of thousands of years old. And Bharatam is 5,000 years old. And then Bhagavatam also around the same time. There is a beginning. In the beginning, somewhere it says, okay, Bhagavan Valmiki went and like said this sloka. So there is a beginning to it, Ramayana, the time before which Ramayana was not there. And then when Narada came to Valmiki and Bhagavan and then gave the Sankshepa Ramayana, then Brahma gave the capability to write. So there is a beginning to Ramayana. There is a beginning to Mahabharata or Vedas. Sorry, not Vedas. So the Mahabharata or Bhagavatam, there is a beginning. But for Vedas, nobody has stated anywhere that this is the beginning, right? And the people who said Vedas, they said, iti sushruma purvesham enas tadyati chakshire, meaning we are saying it as we heard from our ancestors. Iti sushruma purvesham enas tadyati chakshire. So they are saying that everybody is saying we heard from our ancestors. So like this, the Vedas have no beginning. But how then how did they come into existence, right? I mean, and then they say, so why couldn't God have created, like the Purushottama, Narayana? He is the Antarbahishcha Tatsarvam Vyapya Narayana Sthita. He is all over, right? So why couldn't he have given? He has taken it out from himself. That's why he is the manifestation of this universe. These sounds are from the universe. So it came from him in the sense he did not write it, but it came out. And then how did it get to us? So these rishis or yogis who were in deep meditative state, they were able to absorb or get those sounds, get those ideas in their brain. And then they chanted it out loud. They did not write it, but they heard those sounds. I mean, it may be a little hard to comprehend, but we can take a relative example. Like, for example, I mean, Newton, right? Newton was sitting under a tree. And then there's a legend that the fruit fell on his head. And then he started thinking that, okay, there is something like a gravity. Gravity was always there. But since he was in a very deep meditative sound and nobody was disturbing him around, that he was able to grasp that concept of gravity, right? So that's how we can relate to it. Like even rishis are scientists, right? They went into deep meditative state and they got this huge amount of knowledge, and they passed it on down to their the next generation. It came down, of course. We lost some vast amount of knowledge in between. But there are seeds again, like as I was saying, the example, the seeds, we'll come to it later, actually, how even though the tree was got disturbed, the seeds, like Tirupavai is a seed, right? That's how Acharyas say. So anyway, these are, so I think we kind of overshot ourselves a little bit, but there is a lot of things we can learn. So I think the context here is, we'll continue this next session. These horses, these 4 white horses, are indicating the pure knowledge of Vedas, basically the 4 Vedas that are carrying with them the chariot, which is Omkara. Okay. So this is where probably we will stop for today, and then we'll resume next session. But any questions or anything like which didn't make sense today?
So basically then Vedas are defect free, so to speak, deficiency free.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is the 4.
That is that's the 4 deficiencies which we cannot see in Vedic knowledge. Brahma, Pramada, Vipralipsa, and Ashaktata. These 4 are not present in Vedas. Yeah.
మనకి అంటే బ్రహ్మదేవుడు వేదాలు చదివాడని చెప్తారు కదా.
Yeah. Yeah, our legend is Vedas were given to Lord Brahma by Narayana or Sri Mahavishnu. So he was given the Vedas, and then at a moment he loses it to that the 2 demons, Madhu and
Kaitaba.
Kaitaba. Yes, thank you. So and then Sri Mahavishnu has to go in the Matsyavatara and then get those Vedas back. It's like the knowledge actually. Yeah, Haigiva, yeah. So and Lord Brahma used the Vedic knowledge to create this into what we see today. So that's he laid the foundation for it, and then it kept on evolving by itself. So, but he started this whole universe creation, but with the knowledge of the Vedas that are given. But according to our scriptures, so Jagat Leenam happens into Narayana, and then he takes it out, and then Lord Brahma is just kind of is a helper, so to help the creation. So he comes out of the navel, the Sri Mahavishnu.
Oh no.
The Padmanabha. So Padmanabha, and the Padma, from out the Padma comes out Lord Brahma with the Vedas, is a scholar of the Vedas. Nice discussion. So, but we'll dig deeper into the Ghosham, why, what's the significance, and we'll go back to the Omkaram, and then we'll go a little deeper next session. Any other questions? Okay. All right, then. So we'll wrap up with the ending shlokas. Let me pull the shlokas, ending prayers. Om Agninaya Supataraye Asman Viswani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yuyodhyasmat Juhuranamenaha Bhuishtante Nama Uktim Vidhema Om Purnamidam Purnamadaha Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyaha Om Namah Paramarishibhyo Namah Paramarishibhyaha Om Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan, everybody. Thanks for
Jai
Jai
Shri
Shri Manatha.
Yes, yeah. Okay. Let me stop recording.